Before Tony Robbins became a household name, there was a man who mentored him, the philosopher of success, Jim Rohn. He wasn't a billionaire. He didn't invent a product, but what he did do was far more valuable. He changed how people think, and through that he changed lives, one idea at a time. This is the incredible story of Jim Rohn, the farm boy who became a global icon of personal development. Emmanuel James Jim Rohn was born in 1930 in a tiny town in Idaho. His parents were farmers, good-hearted, hard-working, but never wealthy. Growing up during the Great Depression, Jim learned to work hard, but never learned how to build wealth. By the time he was in his mid-20s, Jim was broke, behind on bills, and unsure of his future. He once said, "I was working hard but getting nowhere." That was the problem. Everything changed when Jim met a man named Earl Schaff, a successful entrepreneur and motivational speaker. Jim attended one of Earl's seminars, not expecting much, but walked away with a new perspective on life. Schaff taught him one simple truth: for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. Jim took that to heart. He started reading. He started setting goals. He began modeling successful people, not just admiring them. In a few short years, Jim went from being broke to becoming a millionaire in his early 30s. But Jim wasn't content with just making money. He wanted to teach others how to transform their lives, just like Earl Schaff had done for him. He began speaking first to small groups, then to thousands. With a calm voice and timeless wisdom, Jim became one of the most respected motivational speakers in America. He didn't scream. He didn't use hype. He used philosophy. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. These quotes would go on to inspire millions, including his most famous protege, Tony Robbins. Jim Rohn never built an app. He never ran a Fortune 500 company. But what he did build was people. He mentored entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, and everyday people. His principles were simple. Take responsibility for your life. Learn something new every day. Discipline yourself because no one else will. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. That idea of daily improvement became the foundation of personal development movements around the world. Jim Rohn passed away in 2009, but his teachings are more alive than ever. You'll find his quotes on posters, in books, on social media, in classrooms, and in boardrooms. He laid the groundwork for modern self-help. He inspired the likes of Darren Hardy, Brian Tracy, Brendan Burchard, and of course, Tony Robbins. In fact, Tony once said, "Jim Rohn was my first mentor. He shaped the way I think, the way I live, and the way I serve." So why does Jim Rohn still matter today? Because his message wasn't about trends. It was about principles. And principles never go out of style. He taught us that discipline creates freedom, that character is more important than charisma, and that success is built quietly, one small habit at a time. He didn't shout. He didn't sell. He simply taught. And that's why, decades later, his voice is still heard by millions. Because Jim Rohn didn't just teach success, he lived it. And in doing so, he left behind something more valuable than money. A philosophy that can change your life,